In the midst of Oklahoma City on October 12, 2004, Darci Lynne Farmer entered this world. Clark and Misty, her parents, and her three fantastic brothers, Nate, Dalton, and Nick, made her childhood home a place of love and joy.
Still look like you've just been crying a little bit, huh? Just so thankful, huh?
Yeah, I've been crying for the past hour.
You worked so hard. I feel like you were one of the people that from the very first time we saw you on this stage, you should be the winner of this competition.
Well, this was my first movie experience ever, and it was filmed in Oklahoma, in Chickasha. The atmosphere on the movie was awesome because, I'm a little biased since it was filmed.
Darci, nevertheless, wasn't your average youth. Not only did she possess a secret, but her voice was so beautiful it could make your heart sing. It didn't matter how talented she was still as reserved as a mouse among cats. Imagine attempting to climb Mount Everest as her every move was scrutinized by a glaring spotlight as she ascended the stage. Making small talk or simply looking someone in the eyes seemed like an enormous effort. Because confronting the world was like confronting a tidal wave of anxious butterflies, she would hide behind her mom whenever she could, including allowing her to place restaurant orders. Still, some little part of her yearned to be liberated and to share her gifts with the world, no matter how terrifying the prospect looked. Clark and Misty Darci were resolute in their mission to encourage their daughter to discover her voice. In an effort to get Darci out of her shell, they proposed that she apply to the International Cinderella Scholarship Program in 2014. Darci wasn't really enthusiastic about the concept at first. It was nerve-wracking to think about having to perform in front of an unknown audience. Nevertheless, Misty, her mother, had an agenda. To get a feel for the environment, she told Darci they were only going to see her cousin participate. Darci could get the self-assurance boost she needs to brave the spotlight if she watches other girls her age do it confidently. So, Darci and Misty sat in the audience and watched the pageant. As the competitors sang, danced, and answered questions, Darci watched in rapt attention. The women were more than just beautiful. They were strong, intelligent, and full of personality. And gradually, Darci began to sense a flicker of hope. She was just as confident with her. A full-fledged dream sprouted from a seed of hope in no time. The decision to participate in the event was ultimately made by Darci herself. With the support of her parents and a renewed sense of purpose, she began exercising regularly and she got herself ready. At long last, here we are. It was Darci's self-assurance and natural skill that left an impression on everyone at the party. Everyone was waiting with bated breath for Darci's announcement that she had won the title of International Mini Miss. Her competence and bravery were the keys to her success. What Darci experienced was only the start of his amazing adventure, which began with the Cinderella Scholarship Program. At that crucial moment, her self-assurance skyrocketed. Darci met Lissa Bonaquisti, the year's Elder International Teen winner, during her time as International Mini Miss. In addition to her reign as adolescent queen, Lissa had exceptional ventriloquist skills, which she skillfully used to bring her puppet companions to life during her performances. Darci will never forget the pleasure of seeing Lissa sing. It was fascinating to see how Lissa gave her puppets unique identities with her voice and gave them the capacity to sing, joke, and tell tales. Despite her personal struggles with shyness, Darci looked up to Lissa as an example of how to overcome it and connect with her audience on a deeper level. It was thrilling and reassuring to think of a puppet as a protector, a courageous little assistant who could steal the show while she remained in the background. Darci was first captivated by Lissa's boundless enthusiasm for ventriloquism, an art form that had captivated him for a lifetime. The year 2014 was a turning point in Darci's life. She was inspired to give ventriloquism a go after seeing Lissa do it. Darci trained for a month with Lissa's help before her performance. Her heart was racing as she experienced a whirlwind of emotions on Edmund's Got Talent, from nervousness to excitement. As Darci and her puppet friend dominated the spotlight, Darci's brilliance shone through. Her act captivated the audience with her real emotions, humorous antics, and incredible ventriloquist skills. After Darci was declared the winner, the audience went wild with joy. This first success was just the beginning. Gary Owen, a ventriloquist, was amazed by Darci's skills the moment he laid eyes on her. Following her on her journey was something he couldn't help but do. Gary became Darci's business manager and trainer. Also, Darci began working with vocal coach Tiana Plenz to hone her skills. Under their tremendous mentorship, Darci's intelligence blossomed. 1 year later, Darci had gone out of style. She won both Oklahoma Kids and the junior division of Oklahoma's Got Talent. She maintained her winning run at the American Kids competition in Branson, Missouri, where she won the Entertainer of the Year award and took first place in Broadway specialty acts. The self-assurance of Darci grew with each success. Her ventriloquism had evolved from a pastime into her voice, her passion, and her means of relating to and sharing her love of performance with others. Due to the intensity of his feelings, Darci had to make a tough choice. After years of committed gymnastics, she chose to follow her passion as a ventriloquist instead. There were a plethora of remarkable achievements for Darci in 2016, performing a delightful rendition of I Want to Be a Cowboy Sweetheart with her puppet companion, Katie the Cowgirl. She captivated the crowd during her March appearance on the hit program Little Big Shots. In addition to winning over TV viewers, Darci made history in the world of ventriloquists. At the esteemed Vent Haven Convention in July, she made history as the first ever kid ventriloquist to perform the evening performance as the main attraction. Joined on stage by legendary ventriloquists Kevin Johnson and Todd Oliver, Darci was honored to be a part of this 40-year-old event. The March 2017 appearance on Little Big Shots, in its British adaptation, by Darci further catapulted her to stardom. Her charming performance of I Want to Be a Cowboy Sweetheart with the incomparably lovely Katie wowed the crowd once again. From the time she was a small child, Darci had her eyes set on America's Got Talent. Aspirational and captivated by America's Got Talent, Darci had been unable to tear his eyes away from the screen. Magic happened as the stage shimmered, the music rose, and the tales unfurled. The thought occurred to her one day, she too might be at the peak. What had begun as a mere desire has now blossomed into a full-fledged strategy. As November rolled around, Darci made the decision to apply for America's Got Talent, armed with her unwavering resolve and her loyal puppets. For her audition with America's Got Talent's executive producers, she gathered her puppets, Pi and Thelma, and headed to Austin, Texas. Nerves jigged in Darci's gut as she stood beneath the bright lights. There was no denying the enchantment as her puppets came to life as she started to sing. Her brilliance and her excitement enchanted the producers, who spotted a future star in the making. The farmer's home was interrupted a few months later by a ringing phone. It was the life-altering call that Darci had been anticipating. In order to try out for the celebrity judges in person, the producers insisted that she go to California. Anxietism boiled over like water in a kettle. With her unfaltering determination and passion for ventriloquism, Darci was embarking on a new adventure. Darci would go from being a mere aspirant in her homeroom to being a household name the day of her audition in California. It all started with a leap of faith for Darci on America's Got Talent. It was well worth it that she missed the first day of 7th grade to audition. At the May 30th, 2017 season premiere, the little ventriloquist and her rabbit friend stole the show with an incredible rendition of Summertime from Porgy and Bess. In perfect harmony with the puppet's raspy charm was Darci's smooth and lovely voice. Their mesmerizing voices captivated the audience and judges as they swayed to the beat. Over the enthusiastic ovation of the crowd, Simon Cowell said, "You're both brilliant." On America's Got Talent, however, Mel B, the ex-Spice Girl, really sealed Darci's fate. Mel B pressed the golden buzzer, sending 12-year-old Darci directly to the live concerts because she was so captivated by Darci's skill. Darci gracefully bowed out of the competition, and her ambition took flight. The audition video of Darci became the most watched episode of the program ever in only a few short hours after it went viral. Its meteoric climb continued, and it peaked at number 4 on YouTube's list of 2017's most popular videos. Age is only a number when it comes to capturing an audience's attention. Darci's skill has reached audiences worldwide. The road that Darci took from the golden buzzer to winner on America's Got Talent was everything but languid. On her first performance, Sarah and her endearing mouse puppet Oscar sang a heartfelt rendition of Who's Loving You? As if Darci's enchantment had not worn off, the judges grinned. The battle became fierce in the semi-finals, and Darci took on the persona of the witty and caustic Edna Door-Knocker. The crowd was left in awe by their incredible rendition of Natural Woman, which they performed together. It was clear that Darci was capable of tackling any musical number or theatrical performance, and it was only the beginning. After all the rounds were over, Darci brought her best pals Petunia and Oscar back together for a heartfelt performance of With a Little Help from My Friends. Love, laughter, and innate ability filled the arena. Although he is often critical, even Simon Cowell said, "I think you're going to win." The announcement of Darci's victory was met with more than simply satisfaction. It was cause for joyous celebration. As the act reached its thrilling finale, she and renowned ventriloquist Terry Fader performed a duet of Anything You Can Do. Unbelievably, NBC reports that Darci's farewell performance received more votes than any other last performance in the history of the program. The timid girl who had never been on television was suddenly the proud owner of the coveted $1 million grand prize after winning America's Got Talent. It was more than the golden buzzer and confetti. Winning America's Got Talent was a moment that changed Darci's life. From a young girl with a powerful voice and much greater aspirations, she was unexpectedly catapulted into the limelight. Her brilliance was acknowledged on a national level, leading to her subsequent popularity and renown. Nonetheless, Darci maintained an unexpectedly level head. It didn't take long for the $1 million to appear like a magical wish list. But how can someone like Darci, who is just 12 years old, decide how to spend a fortune like that? She was not planning the typical extravagant trip or vehicle purchase, but rather some healthy and practical expenditures. She generously contributed to her church's outreach program because she wanted to serve her community and her religion first and foremost. Being polite and helping other people were always at the top of Darci's list of priorities. She then prioritized her own health while planning to buy her parents a new dishwasher. Having a furry pet is something every girl dreams about, and Darci was no different. She went ahead and said that she was going to acquire a pug. After a long and emotional run with America's Got Talent, Darci finally said farewell. After devoting herself fully to the competition, she was unable to enjoy any aspect of it, even the thrilling live performances, the remarkable connections she formed, and the amazing performances themselves. Still, America's Got Talent was just the beginning of Darci's story. She decided to homeschool herself instead of continue her education in a traditional public school, giving herself more time to adjust to her new role in society without letting her academic pursuits suffer. Even when she became famous, Darci wasn't treated differently. There were moments of starstruck amazement, the odd gaze, and an ecstatic schoolmate asking for a signature, but for the most part, her friends, family, and classmates treated her with the same warmth and respect they always had. Darci's realistic attitude to fame reflects his character and self-worth. Darci's groundedness makes him distinctive. Despite prosperity and recognition, she stayed loyal to herself and her principles. Perhaps most importantly, she accepted her new reality without losing sight of the people and things that mattered. On The Ellen DeGeneres Show in September 2017, Darci Lynne amused the crowd with her ventriloquism. She soon appeared in the eerie music video, The Haunted House on Dunham Hill, alongside comic great Jeff Dunham. I like to preserve ventriloquism since it's rare. I'm glad to see this rare form of entertainment preserved, stated Jeff Dunham. Imagine the fun when Darci's colorful characters Petunia, Oscar, and Edna went trick-or-treating at Dunham's mansion with Walter, Peanut, and Bubba J. Always on the go, Darci surprised fans during a Terry Fader event in November 2017. The two ventriloquist stars performed at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with their puppetry and distinct comedy. Darci worked with Pentatonics on A Very Pentatonics Christmas before the holidays. She and Petunia did a humorous Easter-themed spoof of Oh Christmas Tree called Oh Easter Egg, proving her flexibility and creativity. After her spectacular America's Got Talent victory, Darci's fame rose. She launched Darci Lynne and Friends Live, a huge national tour, to convey her enthusiasm for ventriloquism. The tour was a brief yet entertaining burst that visited 5 locations in the first 2 months of 2018. Like magic, everyone wished Darci had more of his charm and skill. From January 2018 through January 2019, the tour grew into an incredible 52-date odyssey. The happiness persisted even after traveling the country for over a year. As part of her Rocking Around the Christmas Tree with Darci Lynne and Friends concert, Darci played 9 songs. December is filled with holiday television programming. Envision cozy, festive theaters illuminated by twinkling lights, where Darci and her puppet friends would sing joyful carols, and the Grinch would melt from delight. With her ventriloquist wizardry appearing on Today and the Grand Ole Opry, Darci had exciting new opportunities in the new year. She proved her versatility and humor by making an entertaining presence at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. Then, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Petunia and Darci made a triumphant comeback to America's Got Talent. She proved her charisma and wit could win over any audience with her performances on Pickler and Ben and Steve. On top of that, she made a triumphant return to Little Big Shots, where she and Oscar performed a breathtaking duet, and she gave back. Because she has an immense heart, she went to the Starkey Hearing Foundation Gala to help other people. However, 2018 was far from finished. In the latter weeks of the year, Darci made cameos on Kids Baking Championship and NBC's Christmas at Rockefeller Center, where she sang touching covers of seasonal favorites and helped spread the festive spirit. Here we have Darci Lynne Farmer, chosen by our subscribers today. Her charisma, charm, and hilarious antics have won her fans all around the globe, even if the name may not be instantly familiar. This teen's ability, charisma, and aptitude for ventriloquism propelled her to stardom on America's Got Ability, where she won over millions of viewers. What makes Darci unique, however, is the way she handles the perilous waters of fame, with an elegance and wisdom belying her years. Darci has remained grounded in reality, in contrast to many child stars who give in to Hollywood's demands. On her social media accounts, you may find a delightful mix of her professional achievements and hilarious family and friend experiences. She hasn't let the glitter and glamour deter her from pursuing her ambitions, which include graduating high school like any other adolescent. Teenage ventriloquist Darci Lynne Farmer was a phenomenon because to her extraordinary skill and contagious charisma. In spite of her meteoric rise to fame, which included a victorious comeback to America's Got Talent, the Champions Edition, Darci remained steadfastly authentic and grounded throughout her career. Inspired millions and rekindled interest in ventriloquism, Darci had unfaltering support from her family and a strong desire for her trade. Darci wowed audiences on 2019's America's Got Talent, the Champions, when she and her puppet friends made it to the final 3 with their mesmerizing performances. She went on an adventure after the play ended, using her music and puppets to promote messages of pleasure and empowerment. She starred in A Cowgirl's Song, an acting effort that showcased her skill and flexibility, and it also demonstrated her ability to interact with people off stage. Beyond her influence in the entertainment industry, Darci brought ventriloquism back into the spotlight, reviving it for a younger audience. Famous people in the field said she was very gifted and could connect the genre's history with its future. The boundless possibilities of a dream were shown by Darci, who encouraged people to follow their hearts and be themselves via her honesty, humor, and perseverance. I appreciate you taking the time to view my video. Stay tuned for the next one.